Hello, all you amazing folks out there. How are we doing this Wednesday evening? It has been a great week so far, and we are continuing our storytelling journey. Uh, you know, we talked earlier today. Well, I posted earlier today, but just about being authentic and telling your story. So, I want to see how you guys are doing on that. But while we're at it, hey, I'll fill you in on a little more of the journey, right? Frago's journey, because it's been only a few months in the making. We're about started getting serious late September. So, hey, you do the math. 4 months, 5 months. Well, let's call it six. We'll make it a nice half a year round number, right? And there's so much that I've learned along the way. And let me tell you guys, I make mistakes every day, but that's what makes it fun. Really get to experiment with a lot of things. I've had some amazing conversations with people. In yesterday's check and post, I kind of called a few of them out. Different people who have been coaching me along the way, helping me out, keeping me on the straight and narrow, holding me accountable for my stuff. And I want you guys to make sure you're doing that as well. But kind of continue on Frago's journey, right? I had a realization after I had gotten out of the military after 20 years. I was working for this great company, communications company, but I realized something was missing in it, and I had some really good people there who really coached me and mentored me through the process. And I was helping some of my old soldiers out. If you saw one of my podcasts earlier, Tops Talks, I had Neil Sutphin on there. He was one of my soldiers from the 82nd, and we talked about his transition and stuff. Well, it got me thinking. Hey, there's a lot out there that's happening for the veterans during their transition, but they don't know how to make sense of it. And of course, talking them through there, a lot of great organizations out there that support veterans in different stages of their journey, from job placement to relocations. You got people like Dana Lesko from InVets, who really they do a lot of stuff for veterans out in Indiana, bringing them out there. And there's just some great companies and organizations out there who are helping these veterans find jobs and everything. But it dawned on me, and this was including that company I was working for, was who's helping the veterans stay in those companies, right? According to, I want to say it was American Corporate Partners survey, shows about 85% of veterans will leave their first job within the first year, and holding steady about 73% ish, give or take, will leave in the first year and a half. And we're not talking that a lot of these companies are bad or just toxic or anything like that, but a lot of the times it's a misalignment or certain expectations that were expressed either by the veteran or the employer. You know, uh, Poor onboarding processes can contribute to some of this. Not seeing like a progression plan is one of those things, and there's a few others out there, and it really got me thinking. Like, hey, all these great organizations that are helping these veterans find jobs and be secure in their life, who's doing the follow-up? And then if you're a business owner, who's helping you retain that talent? And that's kind of how Frago started coming about. We do the free consultation and coaching for the transitioning service members, right? And there are others out there, so please, we're not the only one. You got great ones like Veterati, and the ACP gives you that free year. But we're just an extra ear to lend, an extra just kind of, hey, think about certain things will help point you to these organizations. But it was really fun, but I wanted to help businesses because that's expensive, right? When you go out there and you hire and you're training and trying to retain these talented individuals for all various levels of positions. It could be anywhere from tech to, you know, high level, almost executive level functions. Who's helping you retain that? That's a lot of money you put out there to get them on board and to get them working, to train their certifications, anything they need. So I wanted to address that problem. And because it plays twofold, it actually plays threefold, right? Uh, the big thing is veterans finding that meaningful work, and they're happy with where they land. They're happy with what they do. They feel like they're part of something bigger, which is a big aspect from leaving the military. Is we were part of something bigger. There was a whole team dynamic. Um, And that's hard to replicate in the civilian sector, but it can be done, and it can be done with proper leadership coaching training and stuff like that, which is something I love to do, and I want to help companies, organizations, and individuals do that. Two, it helps your culture, because one thing that hurts an organization is turnover, right? And it paints this negative picture about the culture. And sometimes you see out there, you see great performers in their jobs, and they do well, they crush it, and their organizations promote them to a leadership position, but don't prepare them for that leadership position. They don't know how to do it, and it's just sort of trial by fire. And you know, it could drive some people mad. It could really hurt, and sometimes they end up leaving. Sometimes these individuals just revert back to the job they had previously before, and so you kind of miss that. And that's part of what I wanted to accomplish, and something I wanted to do. And let me tell you guys something. It's like I said, I haven't been at this for too long, but it's been an amazing, amazing curve as I'm working on this. Still doing that stuff for the Army. So I want you guys to realize that when you have hopes and dreams out there as well, just sharing my story, you could do it. You have to allot the time. And one thing I talk to a lot of people about, I hear, oh, I don't have time. Well, I work a normal job. Oh, I do this, I do that. And I said, okay, hey, you've told me all the reasons why you can't. Well, tell me why you can. And this, it's not to trip them up, it's not to trick them or anything. It's really because you need to see where the priorities lie. And you have to understand who you are as an individual, and when you're taking on these aspirations, right? So like one thing I tell someone, and they have this, well, I don't have time. And I said, well, weren't you just bragging the other day about, you know, binge watching the season of whatever show? Why didn't, what stopped you from taking 30 minutes out to work on something? Or, you scrolled social media for 2 hours, like, or even an hour. Why can't you read for 30 minutes? So it's been a very, those are the discussions I like to have, because it provokes thought, and it's not to point fingers or say, "Hey, you're doing right or wrong or this or that." It's just really to get the juices flowing. So, anyway, guys, I know it's kind of a long check-in. Just, I wanted to share my a little more of my story and kind of where we were coming from with this, and definitely many thanks to all the people who have been helping me along the way, right? And I, that's one thing I really want to encourage you, is to keep networking and keep talking to people, because you never know where inspiration comes from. Definitely had a few great conversations these last few days, especially today. And it's just really, it's those people who spark those thoughts, that creativity, that they get your juices flowing, and they just provide that great exceptional support, whether they're just as a friend, as a mentor, just as an ear to lend to, right? So gonna give a special shout out today to Brandon Miller for that discussion we had, and getting to know him and his journey. And it really kind of inspired me, because he's done some really cool things. He's doing some really cool things within the tech space, and veteran mental health and all that. So just really super excited, and it sparked me, and it wanted me to do work harder, right? Do better, and get out there and really hit those goals, hit those milestones. Anyway, guys, thanks again for being part of this check and being part of my community, being part of my network. I hope I'm helping you out as much as you're helping me out. Let me know how your week is going, and let me know how I can help you out to close out your week really strong, right? Because hey, we're halfway through February, so we got stuff to do. All right, guys. As always here if you need me. Stay good.